What's up everyone, Lion Roar here, and I've got my female Dire built and ready to go for testing. I'm going to share the traits that I picked, the build, the strategy, and everything so we can get a good look at how she performs. But first, download Gemstone Legends, a mobile RPG puzzle match game. Use the link in the description to start with free stuff, including a bonus hero. Alright, so I'm going to start out by showing you how I built her, and yeah, I did get a pretty cool hybrid out of this, and that is because I mixed the look of Selphos with her to get this, and strangely enough, it gave her red hair, which I kind of didn't know what to expect. I kind of thought we would get purple hair maybe, because if you look at the male Selphos, he's got a kind of purple sheen to it, but then again, it's still mostly blue, so I was surprised to see this, I guess it's like maroon, like a reddish purple hair come out of that, which is kind of cool, but the skin is blue. Dire's skin is actually kind of like a pale green, which is fine. I think it looks really cool, but I think this looks cooler, so that's the look I went for. And I did achieve this effect, even though I put Impair on her. And that's because if you've watched my perfect hybrids video, which if you haven't, make sure to go check that out, I was able to put the Impair clan trait onto a Selphos and then transfer it from Selphos to her to get this particular look. I explained in that video how it's all done. But anyway, I ended up with what I think is a really cool looking hero. And so to explain my choices here that you've probably been looking at to this point, the particular traits, Impair is one that I thought was really fascinating on her because it reads, increases enemies' damage taken by 8% for 4 seconds when normal attacks or skills land on them and stacks up to 3 layers. So the champions that are going to get hit are going to take more damage, not just from her, but from everybody. And although 8% doesn't look like much, when it stacks up to 3 layers, that quickly turns into 24%. And when you add that to her skills, which also cause enemies to take more damage, then there's the potential for a load of damage to be done. Now, there is some question about how this mechanic actually works. And that's why we're testing, because at minimum, you get the normal attacks, and then she throws out 3 spikes. And it's when you get champions dealing this AoE type of damage with their skills that Impair really shines. So now you've got the normal attacks and you've got the 3 spikes that are at least throwing that out among the crowd there of enemies. That's not to even say yet from what her skills are actually doing, just the trait. So now the opponents are taking all the increased damage, not just from her, but from everybody. Now, what I don't know, and someone can say in the comments if you happen to know, and this is why we're testing, is the mist. So it creates that poison mist that's causing damage every second. And my question is, because almost all the time the entire enemy team is getting hit with that mist, is that also adding a layer of this increased damage that they're taking? You know, the upside is that it's, yeah. So now you're loading up on the 8% times 3, and they almost always are taking 24% damage, everybody on the other team. Or it's not, and it's still very good because of the normal attacks and the spikes. So that's why I went with Impair over any of the other traits. I also went with Aggressive because this is just a full-on damage build. The higher the strength, the better, because her damage dealt, it has a strength cap. So we want the strength to be as high as possible, which is why I also have Brutal here. And then on top of causing opponents to take more damage, both through her skills and the Impair trait, well, we're going to deal more damage with the Fierce trait too. So this is a pure damage build. Let's jump into Arena and see how it goes. Now, I'm going to do something different in this testing video than I usually do, which is take her 1v5. And the reason for this is because I was so excited about her. I totally maxed her out, leveling her up. You can see I even over leveled her with the new mechanic up to 719. I gave her like 109 vigor, and I'll soon be able to max that out. But that just makes her too powerful to use in lower leveled teams. So instead of using lower leveled teams, I'm just going to take her 1v5 and see how that goes. We've got similar power levels here. I've got 774 million on my side. They got 76 over on their side. They do have some meta heroes over there, and some old school heroes. I think this still might be way too strong for them, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that's gonna go real fast. Look, Water and Sun Male dies so fast because of her. It is incredible. Okay, I'm just gonna double up the power that my opponent has over here and go against more meta heroes like Male Water and Sun Male Corbett. There's a Male Kuna over there. And see if she wins just as easily against this team. And if so, yeah, oh my gosh. Guys, we're really gonna have to power up what we're doing here. All right, I'm gonna try to just go up against a 234 million power team with her. And this is a purely meta team I'm going against. So I should not be able to win this one, but this is really gonna show how well she can possibly do. Oh my gosh, she's hanging in there. Oh my gosh, she's gonna do it, because all she has to do is take out the female hoe. The female hoe doesn't really do damage, so. But I'm not really doing damage to her either, am I? Let me turn on the 2x speed. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep going until someone can stop me. This is a 329 million power team. There's no way I should win this. Oh my gosh, their Male Water and Sun died. Oh my gosh, but we killed their Male Water and Sun. And you know what? That was scary good, even though I lost. Well, we finally did it. It took up to a 329 million power team before we finally lost. Now we can build an actual team and try against some even tougher opponents. Okay, this is my top team here. I do have a lot more power than the opposing team. This is pretty much a mirror match, though. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, it seems like the only thing that matters in this matchup is female DYURE. So yeah, I mean, her and Lupercal and female Sophos just did even amounts of bulk damage. Does Male Water and Sun like do damage anymore? Like on my teams, since I've been playing with her and building the team the way I built it, like Male Water and Sun doesn't even get a chance to do damage. It's pretty crazy. This is one of my good friends, Hulk, and so I have a lot more power if I'm gonna run with this team. So I'm actually just gonna, I want to see what happens if I go back to the single like this, because it's not a mirror match. He doesn't have her over there, and I'm really just curious if she can hold up. His teams though are deceptively strong, so like his power may be lower, but his teams always do super well, as you can see there. So I can't hold up if I just run her. I want to run this team against him again though. Same opponent, running it back a second time. So now you can see my strategy working there with Ascabarge running out there, the female Sophos Inc. And the match is just over before ultimates can even go off. And it was actually my female Sophos that was doing a ton of the damage there with the ink spraying the other team. But as you can see, once again, female DYURE and Lupercal just doing even amounts of enormous damage. This team setup, the way this is winning before ultimates even get to go. Now, this is a true test of might. This is Fierce Daughter I'm going to be facing off against here, who has now far surpassed me and has 140 million more power than I do. And it has been real tough to beat her recently. Quite honestly, when I say real tough, I mean, like, she wins way more often than I do at this point. But I'm going to set this up to put my female Sophos out in front of her Lupercal just to hopefully entice him to set off her ink. I'm going to put male Ascavarge on the other side to try and distract the team. Hopefully keeping female DYURE alive while she throws her spikes and spreads the mist around. And then hopefully the other Lupercal in the back can support killing the other team while all of that's happening. But look how fast she is doing damage. Oh my gosh, I might not get anything in. I might need to try and rearrange things here a little bit. But here's the damage, and female DYURE, the only one on my team who did any amount of damage. So I'm going to run it back, but this time I think I'm going to switch male Ascavarge and female Sophos, because I think perhaps maybe I was wrong about where I should position them. I kind of liked where the female Dire was, though, because of how much damage she did, but I could try repositioning her as well. It could also just be that Fierce Daughter's too strong for me at this point, and it doesn't matter where I put my heroes. But it does look like this positioning is actually doing a lot better, and it could be because Male Asgavard was able to kind of tie up her Lupercal. It doesn't seem to be that way because their Lupercal just scored so much higher than everything else on their team, but that actually worked. I'm gonna play it back one more time just because I want to look closer at what's going on here. So yeah, it was good to ignore the female Selphos on the other side. You can see the spikes go out, and then the mist. This is really good. The entire team is clumped up in one spot, and then the mist just kills the whole other team. This is a powerful hero. I am just baffled at how strong this female Dire actually is. And I did just do my latest tier list video. If you haven't seen that, make sure to go check that out, because I did rank her with just the earliest bit of testing that I had. And I will say, just a little preview of what you're going to see in that. She is matching my expectations for what I thought she would be. So in fact, actually probably exceeding them a little bit, but I thought she was going to be good. She's real good. I'm sure some folks are interested in seeing some Valley of Conquerors here, so let us try a gate and see how far we can get. It's about even power level here. Yeah, I'm getting kind of roasted here though on my side. But you know what? Female Dire is going to pull it off. I'll just keep going. We'll see if Female Dire can just kind of go on her own. My gosh, she's good. Now, she didn't ultimately survive that second one there, but she was really trying. How did the opponent's female Ho do so much damage? I don't get that. Okay, let's try to run this same gate back, and we'll see what happens here. That was a really tough team that started out at the gate, and since it killed so many of my teammates, we didn't get far down the gate. This one was a little easier, but I didn't have really anybody except for her and Male Water and Sun left to take this team on, so we did bust through that team with my full team. I do have it on 2x here just because it would take a long time to get through all 6 teams which were sitting at the gate there. Okay, good. Man, she's just so powerful. The animation is cool to look at. You see the spikes go out and you see the mist get created there, and that's just such a large area of damage. That active skill almost says kill everybody on the other team. And it's the active skill, it's not even the ultimate. It's just so incredible. Look at how easy I'm dispatching these teams now. This is a pretty evenly matched team as far as power level goes. She's really good at just taking out opposing Male Water and Suns. Now, I have lost my Male Asgavard, unfortunately. He's a big part of the strategy. I mean, he just distracts the other team while she sets off her mist, and they die. I'm just curious because this is a more passive team I have here now with a female Ho instead of Male Asgavard, so he's not able to distract them. But she tends to soak up a lot of damage too, so what's happening is the opponent's really able to attack my team, whereas they typically weren't able to do that with the Male Asgavard. But with female Ho's kind of just soaking up of damage, she's kind of serving that same role here too. Now we have a few teams to try and run through here, and it may not make a difference if it's Male Asgavard or female Ho. She just does a lot of damage. This is a pretty good team we're facing off against though, and they've killed my Male Water and Sun, so it's gonna be I don't know, maybe the rest of these matches don't matter so much. Yeah, it does. That was a tough team. I was gonna say, I don't know how much the Male Water and Sun was doing anyway in these previous matches. She's just overshadowing him by far. But those were some real tough teams we just plowed through. Didn't get the whole way through every team that I fought, but they were all over 300 million, at least matching, and a number of times they're exceeding the amount of power level on my side of the battlefield. Now we're gonna go against the raid boss, and I have to admit I don't have high hopes for how she's gonna do against the raid boss, but that's because I don't really think she's built for PvE. But we'll find out. Just to kind of talk about this team a little bit here, what I've got going on is a female Lionstone and a female Selphos, which are helping to increase the attack of all the heroes. So their damage should be higher because of that. Then I've got Vimana and Heaven Sage here. Vimana is just, the male is a PvE powerhouse. Wrecks these raid bosses like nothing you've ever seen. And so I think where DYURE is most powerful is in PvP settings where you can really take advantage of that AoE. You get the spikes that she hits 3 random characters off of the active skill, and then the poison mist, and that's really what then finishes off opponents. So that kind of damage is not built to take on a raid boss, but I'll tell you what, that raid boss went down quicker than usual. Let's see. No way! That's unbelievable! I did not expect that amount of damage on her. This is ridiculous. Female DYURE is so good, even against PvP. I mean PvE. I'm shocked, to be quite honest. Well, guys, it looks like we got ourselves a brand new meta hero. She is gonna be everywhere, in the top teams at least. And I'd like to say it feels like I built her right with Impair, but honestly, I can't tell. She's just so good. I'm wondering if there's even better traits to put on her. You can tell me if you have any better ideas, or if you've kind of tested mixing some in and matching some, and what you think about that. But anyway, she's awesome. If you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, and I will catch you in the next one.